YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back with a what's in the bag on some more ANA gear kits. Today we're actually going to go over their brand new 6-port low profile 2-inch gear kit. So we're going to dive in here and kind of show you the differences compared to the older one to the new one. So stay tuned. All right guys, and we're back. So again, today we're going to do another what's in the bag on an ANA gear kit. For today's video, we do have the 6-port Low Pro 2-inch. So for those of you that aren't aware of the new change in the industry, ANA had actually came into some complications with their 6-port low profile gear kit where it was not constantly fitting the 1.5-inch valves as well. So for those of you that would buy the old part number, which used to be 540277, if you had an 1.5-inch valve, most of the time the cam that actually rode across the bottom of the gear kit had difficulty and didn't work as efficiently as if you actually got one that was directly for that size. So they actually had a combination where you were using the 2-inch actual gear kit for both 2-inch and 1.5-inch. So this year they actually introduced and separated those so that you can actually buy a 6-port low profile 2-inch and a 6-port low profile 1.5-inch. So for today's video, we're just going to kind of show you what those look like for the 2-inch valve and kind of show you guys what to expect with the 1.5-inch. So let me go ahead and cut open the bag for you guys. So if you guys have seen any of our other videos where we actually go over any of the low profile valves, of course you guys always have the same style gear kit. So what makes it a low profile gear kit is you don't actually have that traditional white PVC ring that actually sits on top. So it allows it to be a lot more low profile in the valve as the water is going to be coming in from the side. You're not having as much with the dome with the water coming in through the top. So they do slimline the actual gear kit itself. So again, I know I've kind of pointed this out for you guys in previous videos, but this is the first one you guys are seeing. Don't be alarmed when there are gears on here that do not actually have the locking washers on them. So because they sit directly in the middle of everything, there is no possible way for those gears to pop off, so they don't actually put any of the locking washers on them. So if you guys receive it and they don't actually have the lock washers on these two gears, don't be alarmed, it's normal. So it does give you the low profile gear kit. Of course, you guys always have your low profile impeller. So again, with low profile, you're dealing with the taller fins. As the water's coming in from the side, it gives more surface area for that water to hit, to rotate correctly. Whereas when you're looking at a top feed, obviously it's much smaller because the water's coming down and it doesn't take as much force for it to actually spin this impeller. So of course, they always give you a new top lid O-ring, so that way once you guys have swapped out all the internals, regardless of if your old one is still good, you guys actually get a new one. They do not come lubed. It actually looks like this one does have a little bit of lubrication on it. We always suggest taking some kind of silicone-based lube, giving it another rub down just before you put it on so that everything actually seals nice. So they do give you that extra piece. And then of course they give you the actual 2 washers, your 2 anti-friction discs, and a new center shaft. Again, when you're going to replace something in the gear kit, even though not every part may look as worn as the other, we always suggest doing that all at once. You can always keep your old parts as spares if something in the new one goes out, but when you're actually going to replace new parts, we always suggest just replace it new altogether, just because it's going to increase the efficiency of the gear kit in the valve so that everything actually operates together and there's not an issue with one part working better than the other. And I was mistaken in a few of my other videos when I was actually discussing the 2 washers that come in the low profile valve. One does not go on top and on bottom. They both will go on top. The whole point of that is that as this impeller sits down, it's actually very similar to the anti-friction discs that sit on the very bottom of the cam that will actually cause less friction and less resistance for the impeller to actually spin and operate the gear kit correctly. So they do give you all that. And then of course they give you instructions on how to install it. Again, check out the link in the description. We've got a video to show you guys how to install all these directly in the gear kit. It's a little bit easier when you get to walk through right in your face compared to having to worry about reading the instructions to do it. They do give you good instructions, so thank you ANA. But at the end of the day, just remember we do have videos if you guys want that for help as well. And then now to the part that makes it actually unique to a 2-inch 6-port low profile. They have color coded their cams. So for a 2-inch 6-port low profile, you will always be receiving a blue cam. So if you've recently bought a brand new valve, don't be alarmed. Some of them will actually have the blue cam in the bottom. If you still have the traditional white cam, it is completely normal production, what they're doing in the transition of this. It's not necessary in all the new valves, but for those of you that are going to actually start swapping stuff and internals, everything is color coded now, which is really nice, so that way when you guys are going to look for the specific gear kit for your actual valve, look for the color. So you're dealing with a 2-inch as a blue. And some of our other videos you guys may see, we've got a pink and a green, and then they do actually stick with a traditional white as well, typically for the 1.5-inch valves. So make sure you guys do your research before you guys dive in and just grab these gear kits, because they all do differ a little bit to make sure that they work efficiently for your specific item. So that's one big thing, is in the separation, they took the traditional white cam in this kit, they turned it blue, then they made an 1.5-inch kit that actually still has the traditional white cam. So when you guys are looking at it, you do want to make sure that just everything else is going to line up, all the other parts I've showed you guys, so that way when you guys do buy your new gear kit and it does come with that color coded cam, in the future when you buy new parts, that's what you're going to look for. So again, just wanted to kind of show you guys the new things that ANA is bringing to the market, some new, obviously some nicer technology in order for you guys to better understand what you guys are working with. It's definitely nicer for the DIYs, as well as all the service professionals out there that can now just show up, be able to take out the gear kit, look at your color of your cam, and know exactly what you need, rather than trying to go through different gear kits to make sure you got the right part. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Again, check out the links in the description. We have a full blog that kind of describes the changes that they brought here, as well as a nice part number breakdown, so you guys can actually see what part that you're looking for now compared to what you did previously. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We got a ton more videos coming your way. Stay up to date with all the stuff we're going to bring to the market for you guys. I'm Kyle with ePoolSupply. We'll see you next time.